Misspent Youth, Shadowcasters Network. Oz, it's your turn. Scene 4.
Scene 4.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So this is supposed to be the We Won scene. I am going to use one of the friendship questions. I think I'm gonna go with the how can I help you be confident question.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. So we have a all right, so we have a place to kind of like test in. Like we've stopped the upload from happening. We're not being tracked by the GPS. So now the question, what we need to do is we need to find a place that we can like use to we need to find people that are willing, that have nothing to lose, trying to potentially be cured, right? So the plan is we need to find people that are fucked up enough that, like, where are they hiding out in this town? Where are they? They're around.
Well, you know of one already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I want to find other people. We need more people, because that's the other thing. Like, it's not just one guy. Like, we also need word to spread, right?
Yeah. Like people who have been infected, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe, can we find like a broadcasting station somewhere, or like find a way to get Belle to...
Belle would know all about that too.
Yeah, I want to see if we can find a place that Belle can broadcast from, like broadcast some clues or something to the people that might be listening, and then those clues lead them to a location where we can fetch them and try and cure them.
Yeah, or like, maybe there's a hospital, or because we were in a like a ward of some hospital, just kind of waiting to die.
True.
Maybe they put other people into those places.
That's true.
So,
they would have a quarantine zone, yeah.
Yeah. To keep up appearances and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I burn down the hospital when we're done?
Oh my goodness.
No.
I assume that's what
Please. Maybe I should make how can we use our
people.
powers to make things better? The friendship question. Jeez.
So,
Maybe I should do that.
so Alice can learn how to aim.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can learn how to aim at the hospital.
Okay.
So what are you gonna do, Oz?
No. Let's stick with how can I help you be confident. And then so the scene is going to be, we've spotted the cat. We've spotted this is really distracting. We've spotted the hospital where the quarantine, like the buildings all look the same, really. It's town to town. It's the unity of all, like, right? Everything's very uniform. So I would say we would be able to recognize the building from the outside, and we're going to break the fuck in. So it's us having like kind of cased the joint. That's the first 5 seconds of it. And we're ready to make our move in.
Okay, so you've cased the hospital. You're ready to break in and see if you can't find some guinea pigs.
Excellent.
Willing victim. Are we struggling yet or no?
No.
No.
No,
You're just
we're in the
doing it.
scene doing stuff.
All right, so, well, we discover, I think, that pretty much all the hospitals are the same, like cookie cutter. So it's not too dissimilar from what we were used to pinned up, I would think. I mean, they would probably build these containment centers quick and fast, so they would probably use the design over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
but the
So,
place is. The
Are we
place
like?
isn't.
Go ahead.
This place isn't heavily guarded. They wouldn't think of someone being insane enough to try to break into the quarantine area.
yeah, nobody would want to actually get near someone with a Tier Z.
Yeah. It probably isn't even that guarded.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this is not
Just
really a high
doctors.
security risk. It's
Yeah.
just maybe on the inside, preventing people from getting out. But
The real
Shadowrun with
danger
no
is going to be
legwork.
when someone calls for help and then there's some sort of a response.
And since we all have the redness going on, we should be able to slip by pretty much unnoticed.
I just noticed that Cliff has sunglasses on. And I mean, like, I knew that he saw sunglasses. Like, cool. This Cliff just seems cool today. But like,
You just didn't know why he was cool. He just
right,
this aura
like,
of
all right.
yeah.
He wears his sunglasses at night. All right, that's cool.
See the road ahead.
Okay, so then let's make that the plan. Belle needs to make sure we need to get Belle in to make sure that communication doesn't get out.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to get Alice and Unity to the quarantines.
To find some willing subjects.
Yeah,
Or unwilling.
their communication systems should be tapped into the propaganda network. So it might take me some time, but it should be easy enough to disable their outgoing communications. But if I've really got the chance, I might be able to send out a priority broadcast.
Ooh. Like in network or all over?
Like everyone around the area would see it. I don't think I could go national or even global with it, but
Broadcast, there's
I'm
a
fairly
cure.
certain it could do regional, and it would probably spread from there to some degree.
Okay.
We're not talking just subscribers to my podcast here. We're talking, everyone with a receiver device.
So it might draw some unwanted attention. However, if we're smart about where we set up, maybe we should set a decoy location and see who shows up.
Well, I can try to route it through to make it seem like it's coming from somewhere else, but the drawback of using a direct tap like this is it's going to be really difficult to mask. They'll probably be able to trace it back to it. So
Then why don't we just
be ready to move?
Then why don't we just use the intercom? But like you can control the intercoms and maybe start moving people around where we need them.
I mean, because all we need to do is just all we need is these people, and if it works, then we can figure out how to broadcast it everywhere.
Yeah, word of mouth marketing, man.
Yeah.
Right. I think the first thing we're going to need is some different clothes. Something that makes us look like we blend in. If we just walk around and look like we belong there, if we're wearing the right threads, no one's going to think twice about us.
So what, are we stripping down to our skivvies then and just trying to find a hospital gown?
You two, for sure, looking at Unity and Alice, because that'll take you directly to the quarantine.
Yeah?
Belle needs to get to the intercom room, right?
Okay, so the first thing we need to do is find a place where, there's places where the doctors and nurses go and check in and change, like locker rooms and stuff. We should be able to get a spare lab coat or doctor's jacket or something from there.
I need a spare hospital gown. Again, maybe they have
That's easy
some
enough.
out for laundering out back. It might be a little dirty, but they'll do the trick.
Good. These places are pretty much the same. Unity, you seem to have a really good memory for things. Do you happen to know which entrance we want to use for that? Do you know the layout of these places?
Well, based on the way that the doors are set, I'm pretty sure that they're using layout B for the design of the interior. So I think if we go to the west end exit, that's going to be the closest place for us to get to the patient area.
All right.
If that's what you wanted to do.
What the fuck was that? That just okay
Well,
then.
Unity.
Yeah, I read it in the
How do you
design
even know
manuals.
which design is for which place? Like, you were oddly specific there.
Yeah,
well, they
I
have
read
5 designs,
stuff
A,
and it's
A
like
through E, and you gotta know that it's color coded, and
These always
I don't know. I
better
just read
numbers,
it
huh?
in a book. That's all.
I look at Strike and I look
Super
back to
smart.
Unity. It's like
I'd have to wait. Like how much time did you have to read all of that?
Let's see. I read that book in maybe about 20 minutes. But I managed to block the door for another 5 to finish it up before I threw it into the incinerator.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Do you think that everybody that reads a book can remember it?
Like, page cover to page cover?
Well,
Because I sure as fuck can't.
really? Because I mean,
No, that's not something any normally.
well, maybe you're reading the wrong books. I don't know.
No, literally, you knew how to fucking operate.
Well,
on top of knowing that. No. Pause. I think this might be something more.
What?
I look
Like,
to Strike. I'm thinking, and she starts nodding and starts pointing at Unity.
Shut
You're thinking-
up.
Yeah!
what?
No
Guys,
way.
What? This is your superpower.
It's not like that. I just read books and I remember
This
things.
is your superpower.
And
Do you
then
know how
Unity's
useful
like,
that is right now? Just in general. I mean, you can just remember stuff.
I could write an entire paragraph, show it to you, you'd see it in however many seconds you get, crumple it up, poof, burn it, and you'd remember every word.
Well, Unity, I always remember you were pretty smart and you could remember things well, but I guess this does seem a bit much. Does it seem to you like you can remember things better ever since you got the tears? Or have you always been like this?
Well, it's really weird because I've always read very fast, but like ever since we've been going through things and leaving, and it just comes back to me when I need it. I guess maybe. Oh my god, maybe you're right.
What did I eat 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Actually, you know what? You didn't have dinner 3 weeks
All
ago.
of it.
Well, you didn't have dinner 3 weeks ago. You had a candy bar for lunch, and then you had some peanuts while I was asleep. I remember because I smelled peanuts afterwards, and they were coming. So I assume that means that you.
That sounds
She kind of
right.
perhaps. Oh my gosh.
I think that's right. Where were we? We were in the holy shit. Yeah.
I remember stuff. That sounds like a great superpower. You can throw fireballs, you can do lightning bolts, and here I am. Yay! Come on, guys. That's not a superpower.
All right. Anyway, so
let's. You said the west door.
Yes.
Let's
West
get a move
door.
on.
The west door. And it's gonna be about 10 meters inwards, and then we gotta go right. And it should be the first door on the left.
All right,
right,
we'll move
let's get
along
at it
in
then.
and start sneaking. I'll watch for any signs of cameras. I'll zap them if I need to.
Okay. I'm
Hide in the
not
bushes.
gonna have you struggle just to zap the cameras. I think we've got bigger fish to fry. So
Yes.
I'm gonna let you have your win and just you zap the cameras and do your thing.
I'll just do like a low power zap to sort of kind of put them out of commission for for a few seconds.
Yeah, just
So
to
go
flicker,
static and then
let you
come
guys
back
walk
on.
by. You arrive exactly where Unity said you would.
Sweet.
Seems pretty super to me.
yeah, no kidding. Let's go find some
Grab.
discarded. Let's go find some discarded hospital gowns. Strike. And Alice goes and starts digging through some trash bags.
You are aware of a vague moaning.
Oh,
I'm gonna look and make sure there's no one in the men's locker room before I enter in there all the way, and then
There's no one in the locker room, the linen closet or wherever you're looking.
I'll look around for a simple hand tool object and just use that to pop one of the lockers open. I'm pretty good.
Sure,
with it.
they're more electronic, and so you've got that pretty handily. You just do your little magic.
A little zap and get it open, and gonna get some kind of a orderly or nurses or whatever happens to be on hand, even doctors if need be, but just like outfits with some spare badges for myself and Strike.
The badges are pretty like not a thing. Like I mean, like they're name badges, but like that's not going to get you very far, especially if anybody knows who the other people are.
Mm-hmm.
But,
sure.
Yeah.
But it's
they're
a
there
little
if you
bit of
want them.
camouflage at least.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. I'm just keeping.
And again, you're whoever wants to change into appropriate clothing can, but again, you're still aware of this omnipresent, vague moaning. It doesn't sound like anybody's screaming for help or anything like that. It just sounds like this sort of just pained moan.
So Belle and I are dressed in hospital like
Yeah, we're
nurse
like nurses
Scrubs or
Scrubs,
whatever you want.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I'm kind of nervous about this moaning, guys. Like, is it patients? Because it sounds just like, is it one sound, one voice, or is it more multiple
It sounds
voices?
like many, but they do sound pretty subdued. And so again, it's
We
not
tell-
it's not very loud. But it is omnipresent.
We're-
You tell what direction they're coming from?
Like you know what direction it's not coming from, but like it's hard to pin down exactly where it is coming from without following some sound or exploring.
Well,
It's getting louder the further into the ward you go.
okay. They must have a lot of people in here right now. On everyone.
Well, I'm gonna find myself a somewhat dirtied hospital gown and start making my way towards the moaning sound.
Okay. After some walking around and sort of hiding out from any people that you see, and there are a few, but they're mostly head down and they're not obviously expecting anybody. So, are you sneaking or are you just kind of strolling like you belong there?
I'm fucking
As-
strolling like I belong there because I've still got
Same.
the tears of unity marked on my
As-
face.
As we're moving along, I'm struck with a inspiration and grab a gurney that was kind of parked outside one of the rooms and kind of nod for one of you that's in a hospital gown to get on.
I hop
okay.
on. Oh, or
No, you
Unity hops on. No, you do
I'll hop
because you're
on.
the sadder. Yeah, you're the sadder,
Yeah,
smaller
'cause
looking thing.
I'm always, and I'm also very nervous, so I figure that's like everybody else is so confident.
Nice.
All right, this gives us something to do.
Yeah, I'll help.
So-
I'll help. Also, so you're like in
Now we
front, I'm
look
in the
busy.
back.
Okay, so
And,
you've got Unity on the gurney,
Yeah.
and
And I'm going to try to make my way through. I'm asking Unity, which way to the communication center?
Okay, so you're gonna need to actually go back to like the first hallway, and then you need to go left, and then you need to go down that hallway until you get to the double doors. Immediately right as you go into the double doors, and it should be either the first door or the second door on the right.
Okay, I guess we'll move that way.
Because she was so nervous, she forgot that that's where they were supposed to go.
so one person who's at a desk looks up and says, "What's going on?"
We're transporting this patient to the quarantine area.
Oh, I wasn't briefed on any transfer.
Alice comes on up and stumbles, starts putting on an act of.
Oh my
Help
gosh!
me!
What-
I don't.
What are
I
you
don't
doing?
feel
How did
so
you get
good.
out?
They didn't even have to.
And
We didn't even
Alice
have time
kind
to
of-
report them.
Oh my
Alice kind of
gosh,
waves
so-
her hand behind her. Alex kind of waves her hand.
She hits the intercom button and she says, "Orderlies, come here, please." And
Alice
then
is kind of
immediately-
waving her hand behind her back as you two are looking at her, and she's like distracting the clerk.
Yeah, a couple of big orderlies come and grab a hold of you, and they start taking you towards what looks to be like a very large room, but with only one door. And they say, "Well, bring her along too. We don't want them wandering around." And they open the door.
Strike's
go ahead.
gonna nod at Alice and Unity, like, you've got this, and like just try and like in that whole commotion just wheel away with the gurney and like get back into the rest of the hospital, try to get away from the scene, and then find Belle. Catch up with her.
Okay. They are distracted with the two obvious sick cases. So they open this door, and the two orderlies throw you in pretty unceremoniously, and then they grab Unity and throw her in as well, and they shut the door behind you, and Unity and Alice find themselves in a room with no beds, no anything, and there is just about 30 people who, with tears of Unity, just basically like living in absolute squalor.
Oh my god, that's horrifying.
Like, just absolutely filthy, like there is human waste everywhere, and it's a horrifying scene as people are all bleeding from their eyes, their wounds, if they have any, are untaken care of, and like this is not just a quarantine, this is basically like a charnel pit just waiting for people to be thrown in and die.
At this point, if you don't mind, I would have been following along with the orderlies.
Sure.
Because I was kind of ordered to go along with them.
Yeah, I assumed that you were pushing the cart.
Was there anyone else along with who's in direct view of us at this point?
Just the orderlies at this point.
All right, at that point, then I'm just going to, as they're sort of still have their backs to me and they've just closed the door, I'm going to step up and I'm going to put my hands at press my hands against the small of their back, like against their spines each, and essentially just give them a jolt to tase them both.
Okay. I'm going to say that you tase them both, and they both kind of slump to the ground.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I'll fish around for keys or a key card or whatever so I can get this door open.
Yep, you're able to find one.
All right, I'll get the door open.
Still hasn't started
Okay.
the struggle, man.
The door is open. And you are now privy to what the girls are seeing, and it is horrifying to you.
All right.
You are overwhelmed. All three of you are overwhelmed with everything about this.
Yeah.
Like the humanity
Yeah.
of it, the
Oh my God!
the
What is?
filth of it, the fear that overtakes you because you know that just by standing here you're liable to get sick. Like, I mean, it's just overwhelming.
I've already
what's
gotten this.
Strike
I'm
doing?
gonna
Where are you
take
at?
out my like handheld camera and say, "This is Bell Truth. I'm in a hospital, or so it's supposed to be, and we're seeing here is just a bunch of people that have been purposely infected by the Tears of Unity, just thrown in here to die, and we're not going to let that happen." And I'll
Shit.
pause it. Can you guys help me drag these guys in here? I zapped them.
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Fuck. Unity, help me grab the other arm.
Yeah. We're dragging him in, and Nuna says, "Go.
Drag them through the shit on the floor.
Unity's not really aiming. She's just trying to get in, telling Belle to go and do what he needs to do. We don't look like this is.
I need to get to
So
the communications room, but that woman is there. She's in the way.
You drag them in, and you're able to kind of, between the three of you, get both of them in, and the minute that you get the other one in, you hear this gasp, and the door shuts, and you're locked in.
No.
Now I'm gonna start the struggle.
And Strike's outside.
Yeah, Strike's outside of the room.
So is Belle. It's just
No,
Unity.
Belle's not. Belle was
Oh.
with you getting the orderlies in the door.
Yeah, he didn't leave when
that's right.
Unity told him to.
Well,
So
I mean, he
Strike
would
tries-
have, but he was waiting until the orderlies got in there.
I was
So
helping
the
direct them
three of
in.
you are in there. Yeah. And here's what I want to happen.
Oh my gosh.
I want I want the three of you to get captured and harmed in some way. I feel very sadistic right now. Like in a I don't want to be sadistic, but if I go any further, then I'm in danger of being sadistic in the authority, like what the authority do. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to harm you in some vague way, and I want Strike to get away. I want Strike to leave and just save himself.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I want.
So yeah.
And so
Gotcha.
then our hope is to start an uprising.
What are you gonna do?
After we cure these people,
Yeah,
we start an uprising in this hospital.
Yeah, we want to take over
that's
this
not for this
hospital
scene.
for now.
That's too much for the scene.
No,
Okay.
it is?
Like
Well,
the
then,
uprising, like what are you gonna cure them all right now, right here, right now? And
Yeah, Alice doesn't have like
Okay.
any
Yeah.
cure on her
Well,
right now. The goal wasn't it come in here and cure people. The cure was the.
I mean,
the
you can
goal was-
absolutely do that, like longer term.
I want
But
to be
like
able to
these
How much
people,
cure do you
people
have?
these people are so sick. I mean, like there's no even if they were all cured right now, they'd be in no position to.
enough to cure
Yeah.
the town if it was in the distribution system, like in the water well. But I didn't bring any with.
I want to be able to seize the comm room and
Yeah.
get out a transmission to get out the story of what's happening.
Okay,
and,
that works.
Along
to
with the
get
video
story out.
footage that I got.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. To get the story out, I like it.
yeah, I think that it's good, and also for us,
Rescue
for
them.
Strike not to abandon us. Just another person that abandoned Unity.
Right,
Thanks,
Well, if
Strike.
you win, that automatically happens. Yeah.
The rescue.
Throw you in the charnel pit.
Do we rescue them if we win? Is that
Yeah, I mean, I can make
I'm
it.
not going to say one way or the other. That's not something I care about.
Yeah, I think we want to try to cure them.
Yeah.
Well,
so
eventually.
you guys,
we're gonna
I
get
would
the
say
story
you
out?
guys can
rescue
play
them?
this. You guys can play this any way you want to. Like
Right.
I'm not going to stand in your way if you want. If you win and you want to rescue them, that's your call. But what I hear you saying is like, what's the struggle going to be about? And that's going to be about
getting
Getting the message out.
the
So-
story out. Yeah.
So who's
Mhm.
standing
I
up
mean,
first?
Part of that could be
So
Yeah.
Yeah. So who's gonna stand up?
me.
Okay. Are you aware of this?
7.
Have you seen what's happened?
Yeah, I'm trying the door, and I'm just like, oh shit. So I roll a
Well, you
7.
saw the lady who they interacted with initially. She was the one who gasped and shut the door. So she's probably headed back to alert someone.
So she saw Belle take out the 2 guys and
She
drag
saw them
in.
dragging them in, yeah, and she once they got in, she went, "Oh my gosh!" and shut the door, locked it, and then started bolting down the hallway.
Right. So I'm going to use.
So right now, your options are: I could do something, or I could just leave, and no one would know because
Right,
this
but-
is about to get really, really hairy.
Right. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just slink as quickly as I can down the hall, and I'm gonna.
Roll first. Is what
I
you're
did.
gonna do.
I did. I got a 7.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, get wrecked.
lame.
What are you using?
I'm gonna. I'll use my sneaky. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to use my sneaky, and that's going to allow me to run and like intercept her in just the right time to lock her away from like I'm able to basically like lock her out of her desk, like being able to get back into the reception area. Like I find a panel that I'm able to get to and just cut off her exit. Is that yeah?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I did something weird to my screen, so I'm having trouble. All right. Yeah, that's fine. You cut off access to her screen, and like, what do you want to have happen?
I'm basically trying to just buy us time and have her have to like go I have to find another route to get to the reception area, but I was able to basically shut the door and like kind of Let me be more specific. If I go down the hall, I'm able to slink through. Okay. I push past her, like just at the last second where she does spot me, and I'm able to get through the door and close it behind me, and just grab the nearest like broomstick and just shove it through so she can't.
Okay, so like where she was going
to the reception desk
to probably set the alarm. Like you got there first, and you kind of latched it so she couldn't get in. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
So now I'm in the lobby, in the reception.
Okay, yeah. She's startled by this and sort of looks around like I don't really have a protocol for this. So she kind of freaks out and just starts running down the hall to some other unknown place, because obviously you have thwarted what she wanted to do. Inside the room, the people see what's going on. The people who are infected see these new people come in, and there's a few of them in particular. They seem to have religious markings scratched into their face. And they see what you've done to the orderlies, and they seem kind of upset by it. So they kind of pull themselves up and start moving towards you. And you're not exactly sure what their purpose is, but they don't seem pleased with you. They don't seem to be coming over to make nice. And I'm going to claim 12.
Okay.
Who's going to stand up?
I'll stand up.
Okay.
And I rolled a 6.
Oh my gosh, you guys are rolling so good this time.
Yeah. It's complete 180 from last episode.
So I'm going to use what shall I use? I'm going to use cool, I guess. I'll kind of stand up and say, "It's all right, everybody. Be cool. Everything's going to be fine. We have a cure. We know the cure. You don't have to die from this disease.
We are the cure."
You can help us cure others. Tears of Unity doesn't have to be a death sentence anymore.
You, as you're saying this, you see them kind of pause a little bit, like they are hearing what you're saying, understand what you're saying, and actually believe what you're saying. And then you realize that you've made an error, in that you assumed that these people would hate the unity of all for what they've done to these people. But as it turns out, they begin talking about how they deserve this and how this is their penitence. And when they die, they will be reunited with the blessed God. And you are ruining their chance to live a happy life. And you're clearly sinners. And so they get this look on their face like they're going to make this right and take you down.
What? I can step up. I'll do that.
Or maybe the face.
Take the 2, right, Opti?
Should.
Okay.
What's that?
You take the 2?
Unless you have something
yes,
that you feel is
No, go
gonna.
ahead. Go ahead.
Are you
can go
sure?
for it. Yeah. That makes
All right,
sense.
standing up.
8.
8.
My goodness, you guys. This is not fair. I've got 2 and 12.
This is
You've
the
got
we
6,
won
7, and 8.
scene.
Yes, it
Bell's
is.
mouth is just hanging open. He just can't believe after that. They're just gonna like, what?
Alright, so I'm gonna go back to using the good old trusted, and I was the face of Unity, and I'm going to address the guys like, look, you all know me. You've all seen me. How have I, of all people, have had this happen? I've survived it. You can survive it too. This isn't what God wants. This isn't what it wants. His deacons are corrupted. His priests are corrupted. This is what they want. This isn't what God wants. This isn't what unity is. You've been forsaken by the people that claim to speak for him, that are the mouthpieces for him. We can fix this. We can make it right, and then we can take down the corruption from within.
Okay, you're obviously a much more palatable spokesperson than Belle, and so between the two of you, you actually seem to be convincing people. The people that are convinced, however, seem to be the ones who are more sanguine towards the back. Sanguine, get it? Anyway, so anyway, there's a couple people in the back that are saying, "Hey, calm down! Like they're just kids. Why don't you back off? You know, like we all know that if we're gonna admit it to ourselves, we all know that there's some stinkers going on in the church. Just let the kids alone." And then one person in the back begins to speak with an old voice, and it's a voice that you recognize. And this person who's got an older female voice, and she says, "Oh, come on. You remember being a kid. What could these kids have possibly done to get them thrown in here? Just, you know what? Sit back and pray about it. You'll find out it's true." And she gets up and she gets her cane and she stands up, and you recognize this lady as Journey Jenkins. Journey Jenkins was this person who used to have a radio show where people would call in and ask questions about the church and about the scriptures, about the source book, and she would answer them and give kind of pastoral advice. And everybody loved her because she never seemed to be kind of hateful the way that everybody else did. And so to find her in here, you always wondered what happened to her, but to find her here just seems very, very wrong and very hateful that she would spend her remaining years here after such faithful service. And right now, the people who were attacking you or coming after you, they start saying, "Shut up, old lady! You belong in here just like the rest of us. Let the penitent do our job and let us repent from our sins." And so they're now actually seem to be starting a fight amongst themselves. Now this fight is kind of pathetic because but still it's a gruesome scene. You know what I mean? And it feels very undignified. So there's a fight about to start. And I'll claim 11.
I'll stand up.
Okay.
Okay. Oh shit, 12!
What? Reroll it.
I'm rerolling it. Reroll it! See, Opti, there you go. We're not all rolling good.
Love it.
5. Okay.
Holy shit.
Goodness gracious.
Right?
It's all right. I'll take away one of your things anyway. I like it.
Okay, so I'm gonna stand up and I am going to use my speak to these helpless people. They think that it's like, so they're like, "You all think that God has abandoned you. He hasn't. He's offering you a chance for redemption. You don't have to just be cast aside and worthless. You're not. You still have worth. You just have to push past this and cure yourselves. We can help you, and then you can be redeemed."
Your patheticness seems to catch them off guard, and the way that you throw yourself down and begin pleading with them has temporarily disarmed them. Meanwhile, the lady who got away from Strike is running down the hallway now, calling for help. And she seems to have opened up the door to go to a different stairwell, and it looks like she's probably going to be able to grab somebody to help.
Okay. I'm going to stand up.
Okay.
6. you want to block that? Look at this board.
I will not, but I will say, no, I won't. I'm not going to block that.
Okay.
See, 6 was what I rolled before, and that was cool.
Cool. Okay.
Hey, baby.
How do I use cool? I'm going to. So I see that this is happening in like I'm looking at the reception area desk, right? And she has all the different monitors of different things that are kind of happening around the place, and I hit the intercom, and throughout the entire hospital, I'm like, free lunch in the lunchroom. Courtesy of the quarantine. To which causes everybody that she could have potentially gotten to help to just reroute themselves towards the lunchroom in the complete opposite way. And as that happens, I make sure to lock another door. And now she's like kind of trapped in that hallway, and she can't get out.
Okay, so she can't get out. You have addressed the immediate danger. You run back to where your friends are locked up and are able to get the door open. What do you find there? What's happened?
So yeah, I'm able to grab a badge from the desk, I guess, and I'm able to unlock the door. Or no, I guess I could unlock it from the desk. Unlock it from the desk, and I also speak through the intercom into that room, and I say, "This is your chance to leave. No one is guarding these rooms. We can all leave, and we can get you cured. Trust us. We can change everything for you. We will be your penance."
So tell me, who all come?
Redemption.
Do they all
Redemption,
come?
yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Do they all come, or just some of them?
It just seemed like we could only get through to some of them. We definitely got Journey Jenkins, and I think we got a few people, I think.
Maybe like a quarter of them or a third of them.
Quarter or third
I don't
of
know.
them.
And what do the rest of them do? And what do you do in light of that?
Because
Suffer.
because it was so cool, they know that them interfering with the escape would be wrong of them, would be uncool of them. But like, not that they need to be cool right now, but you know what I mean? It's like there's a
They
have
respect
a moral,
the decision,
respect
even
the
if they
decision.
disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just stand down and watch as these people leave the hospital and close the door behind them, and their one chance to escape, they get to stew in their missed chance.
Yeah. So as we are leaving, I hear it. The door unlocks. It opens up, and everybody's making their choices. Like I dash out, and I see Strike there, and he's still there. He didn't abandon us, and I run up and I the biggest hug. He's like, "You saved us! You didn't leave us! You didn't abandon me!" And then she said that out loud, and then she's like,
You got us in here though. You got us in here though.
She's like, "I didn't say that out loud."
Hey, but you got us in here though. You're a little badass.
While they're doing this, Bello's sort of running past and tapping into the comms network and uploading his video and speaking into the microphone, telling about what's happened here and that we have a cure, that the Tears of Unity is inflicted by man, not by God.
By alien.
And by
I don't-
aliens.
I resist the urge to bring up the aliens thing. I do hint at like it's part of a dark plot to bring humanity down from the inside, but I don't say it's aliens. You know, I leave the whatever it is, the imagination. I do have to say something about it. But yeah, but yeah, I send out this broadcast with like the video footage from the room full of the suffering people, and get that message out.
Okay.
Nice.
And send it as a priority one, so like everyone who has like a legally registered like phone device or whatever gets like a message pushed to their thing.
Presidential warning.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Kind of like that. I hijacked that.
And scene.
Woo!
All right. How are we doing on time, Oz?
It is well. It is midnight, so I think this is really a question of: do we want to keep going, or do we just want to call it?
I hate to be that person, but
Call
I've
it.
got to get up at 6 in the morning. So
Yeah.
This is
That's
like
cool.
a fine place to stop.
Because it's like we end on a good note. It's like we won, yay!
Yeah.
and then we
We
come
go
back, and
out.
it's just like shit.
And we come back
this
and
is
it's
a-
The Empire Strikes Back.
This is a happy time. You guys have done some good here. Okay,
Yeah.
All right. We'll stop.
Yay.
Nice.
I have plans. I get to choose the next scene, and the Lord's wrath is coming
Sad.
on the wicked.
Oh no.
There's a little spoiler for you for next time.
Well,
Yay!
Well, speaking of the next time, we cannot return in 2 weeks as we would typically have, but we can return in 2 weeks after that on November 12th. Monday, November 12th will be our next episode. I don't know if it'll be our last one. It just feels weird. We're like only 2 episodes in. We'll talk. We'll figure out if this is going to be the finale or not. But yeah. Either way, November 12th. That's the next episode. Might be the last. Might not be. We'll see. And then yeah, I guess let's plug our stuff.
Cool. So this Wednesday, we are over on Original Box Set. We are running the Pathfinder playtest 2.0. We are doing the Heroes of Undarin, in which our new playtest heroes are going to be pitting themselves against hordes and hordes of demons, and I get to run that game, and I'm gonna try to kill all of them. Very
Yeah.
excited. And we have a special guest with us for that game. We are going to be having Aaron Shanks. He is the public relations manager for Paizo. So I'm really excited. So come over, show some love. Aaron is an amazing guy, and we're really excited to have him playing with us. And I'm really excited to kill his paladin.
Watch Cassie show her true sadistic side. She's in all cute and bubbles.
No, she
And that'll be
is
Wednesday,
not.
starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, over on Original Box Set. And I'm going to drop that link in the chat for you right in a second here.
Bam.
Right now. Ba-bam!
Oh, bam. And also, you have Shattered Isles, right, on Saturday?
Oh my gosh, it is Saturday! Yes! And then you'll tune in back here on Shadowcasters Network on Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern to watch my husband and I, Max, guide our adventurers through the Shattered Isles. They were able to make it off Isle for the first time, sailing through the void, and it's going to be a really fun time trying to scare the hell out of them. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Speaking of other RPGs this weekend, Cliff, you want to talk about the premiere?
Yes, this Sunday, October 21st, 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time will be the debut episode of Stellar Drift, a Starfinder live actual play that will be here on the Shadowcasters Network Twitch channel. I'm going
Nice.
to be producing that. Erica Hoffman will be the GM. We've got some interesting and colorful people doing the roles as players, including Felicia Zimmerman and her husband Russell Zimmerman, or Rusty as many of us know him, Kevin Zarnecki, and Robert Hale. So should be a fun mix of players, and it'll be a good game. And I think Oz and Bobby have done some really nice work on some of the visual stuff. So I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to be doing lots of fun things with it. Should be a high quality stream, much like this one here. It was actually if you like the scrolling text marquee below, that idea kind of came from our planning for the Starfinder. But I think it's just a way to give people a way to fill them in on what's going on if you're sort of just jumping in.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard to do on streaming shows.
Agreed.
Let's see, and then for me, Join the Anarchy, we are then that following. So it's Saturday, Shattered Isles, Sunday, Stellar Drift, and then Monday is going to be the next Join the Anarchy episode, and we're actually going to have Bobby.
Jackbox.
We're going to have Bobby, and then Jackbox the following Monday. Yeah, we're going to do Jackbox Party Pack 5, so that's going to be badass. Opti, tell us about the Neo Anarchist podcast.
New Anchors Podcast. We just finished up our audio drama, Saving DeForest, and I'm working on the Renraku special right now. So get ready for that. And then also still waiting for some art to come in and getting the website all secured away for our Neo Anarchist Presents Shadowrun Origins actual play, where Opti and his crew are going through some of the first edition missions. So that should be coming out. I know I said something about that last time, and it's still in the works. That won't be out for probably another month, but that's what I'm working on.
Sweet.
And also, I should say this. Let me say this. And also, Better Than Bad is coming soon. The Shadowrun Hooding book. That should be out very, very, very soon. And Chicago Chaos as well. So keep an eye out in the next couple months for those books, because I'm super pumped about it.
You heard it first here on Shadowcasters Network. Breaking news for Shadowrun. That's awesome. All right, well then. I'm trying to get my shit up so that I can raid a channel, but everything's just being really slow. So there's not going to be a raid. Fuck it. Let's go to bed. Good night, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Good
Thanks
night,
for hanging out with
everyone.
us. Thanks for running.
Mwah.
Opti,
Mwah.
and
Of course.
Yeah, Opti.
producing Oz,
Thanks. Thanks. I know this shit
and
is so
playing
cool.
with me, Cassie and Katie.
Yes. And thank you to all of our viewers for all of the badass help that they gave us. I mean, my God,
Yeah,
I've never seen stream bosses get taken down that quickly. I love that passion.
And I didn't get to steal anybody's convictions, but
There's
there
always
was,
next time.
We were just
a lot
rolling really well, man.
a lot of angst. But no, it was good to go back and forth. I mean, that kind of served a similar purpose. I mean,
Yeah.
so in this case, using one of the rerolls is almost as good as taking a conviction. So
Yeah.
True.
Awesome.
True dat.
I'm gonna start saving them up so I can just have my way at one point. No, you are not going to win this.
No.
Awesome.
Fair enough. All right, everybody. Well, have a great night, and we'll see you November 12th for the continuation of Misspent Youth.
Yay!
Bye.
Signing off. We love you.